So the Borderlands movie is finally going to come out. It feels like this movie was in some kind of a cryo sleep. But now we've just got the first trailer and I'm here in this video to compare all the characters in this movie to its game counterparts, to their looks and the actors who voiced them in the games. So without any further delays, let's just jump right into it. And starting off, we have Lilith, played by Cate Blanchett, who is a playable character in the first game and becomes a very important supporting character in the second and third game. She's one of the 6 women in the universe born with psionic powers and was voiced by Colleen Clickenberry, who has voiced her since the first game.
What's up?
Next is Ruland, who is played by Kevin Hart, who was also a playable character in the first game, who is a former soldier of the Crimson Lance Army, later becoming a vault hunter, a very skilled soldier with vast experience in the use of firearms of different kinds. And even in Borderlands 2, there was a romantic thing between him and Lilith. It would be an interesting thing to see Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart in a romantic thing together in a movie, but it may not also be explored in a movie. In the first game, he was voiced by Oliver Toole, and in the second game by Marcus Lloyd.
That did not sound like him in the fucking first one. You're kidding me.
This'll just take a second.
Holy shit, it's fucking robot takeoff. Nice.
That was awesome.
Next is Tiny Tina, who is one of the favorites in this gaming franchise and even having her own spin-off game in 2022. She's being played by Ariana Greenblatt. She is a demolition expert who was actually introduced in the second game and, as I said, became a fan favorite right away with a comedic attitude and edginess and her obsession with the in-universe Dragons and Dungeons like game, Bunkers and Badasses, and has been voiced by Ashley Burch since the second game.
I will now read the crimes of the condemned. You kidnapped my... You moved. Whatever.
Next is the lovable Claptrap, voiced by Jack Black, who is the central comedic element and the one consistent character in the Borderlands gaming franchise, and has sort of even become the mascot for the series. David Eddings voiced him in the video games, the first and second one, to the pre-sequel and Telltale's game, but was voiced by Jim Forrender in the third game.
All we ever set out to do was become monstrously famous with minimal effort, but...
We have now Dr. Patricia Tennis, being played by Jamie Lee Curtis. The character has appeared in all the mainline games, though it wasn't until the second, the prequel, and the third game that she actually had more to do. She's a genius, a truly brilliant archaeologist who is actually an ally to Lilith and Ruland and all the Vault Hunters. In the first and second game, she was voiced by Colleen, the same voice actor for Lilith, and Lisa Rosewood voiced her in the third game. Next, we have Creek, voiced by Florian Monteau, who was actually a DLC character that appeared in the second game before making an official appearance in the third game. He was a vault hunter who was actually captured by the evil corporation Hyperion and experimented on, giving him massive strength and just overall physical dominance. In the overall Borderlands, story, he's actually a minor character, which is surprising and interesting to see him in this movie and how they incorporate him into this story. And he's been voiced by Jason Douglas since the second game.
War for the little flies who fester in the grime.
Next is the charming and seductive Mad Moxy, played by Gina Gershon. She's appeared in all the mainline games to even the Telltale game. She's a shopkeeper in the Borderlands games and mainly a bartender who you meet often when you visit her bar, one of many across Pandora. She's been voiced by Brina Palencia in all the games. Next is Cuda, played by Stephen Boyer, one of the most likable characters in Borderlands and truly one of the helpful ones, as he's the one who provides vehicles for the player character. He's also one of the two children of Moxy, which in the games they didn't really dive into their relationship. He's appeared in the 2 mainline games and a Telltale game, and voiced by Mike Newman.
You'll never take me alive, you robotic son bitch!
Next is Scooter's sister Ellie, who is played by Ryan Redman, character that has appeared in the 2nd and 3rd game and is also a mechanic like her brother. Jamie Machi voiced her in the 2 games.
My bad. Finger slipped. Oh, howdy! Didn't see you there.
Next is the character Hammerlock, who is voiced by Charles Babalola, a character who appears in the 2nd, the pre-sequel, and the 3rd game. He's a keen explorer of Pandora, who is one of the characters who actually gives player missions in the game after becoming an ally. J. Michael Tatum voiced the character in the games. Next is Marcus, who's now voiced by Benjamin Byron Davis, who is one of the first characters in the Borderlands universe. He's the bus driver that brings the player and the Vault Hunters to their location, and is also the narrator for the audience, later on also setting up his shop for weapons and ammo that you can purchase around Pandora. Bruce DuBois has voiced the character in the 3 mainline games, plus the Telltale game. Next is Chrome, played by Oliver Ritters. He appears only in the 1st game and is one of the early bosses that you fight in the game. Next is General Knox, who's now being made a female character, now played by Janina Kavanka. He appears only in the 1st game and he was the antagonist and actually a titular character for the 3rd downloadable content pack. We now have Jacobs, who's now played by Cheyenne Jackson. He's a weapon manufacturer who appears in the 2nd game, the pre-sequel, and the 3rd game. He was voiced by Mark Stoddard. Next is Larry, an NPC in the game who is now being voiced by Bob Lee. He's a character that you meet in the game where he gives you a mission to actually find his dog in New Haven. Next we have Quinn, who is now being played by Paula Andrea Placido. The character is a scientist who appears in the 3rd game and was voiced by Jesse James Grill. Next is Atlas, an entirely new character created for the movie, played by Edgar Ramirez, which in the game is not a person, it's actually a weapons manufacturing corporation. And lastly, we have Haley Bennett, who at the moment we don't know the character she's going to be playing. But with the plot talking about how Lilith is going to be searching for a girl, it looks like she's going to be that girl. But anyways, these are the game characters that are appearing in the movie. These may not be all the characters that are going to appear. Of course, when the movie comes out, we will find out. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this, the casting, and what do you think of the trailer. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, that sub the video and the channel out. Subscribe and turn on that notification bell not to miss any new video as well. As always, Nerdy CGA. See you guys in the next one.